Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We have started with fibrous dysplasia and we have completed fibrous dysplasia. Today we will be starting with the next fibroosseous lesion, that is cherubism. Okay, let's start. Cherubism, clinical presentation and pathogenesis. It is an autosomal dominant genetic defect that affects bone remodeling in the specific anatomically confined limits of embryologic mandible and sometimes mandible and maxilla. Okay. So first thing, it is a autosomal dominant genetic defect and it will affect confined limits of embryologic mandible and sometimes mandible and maxilla. Only these bones are affected in cherubism. Does not occur in any other bone. Okay, it does not occur in any other bone. Now, does not cross a bony suture to an adjacent bone. ना तो दूसरे बोन में होता है ना ही बोनी सूजर क्रॉस करता है एडजेसेंट बोन के लिए. First begin to manifest itself by the age of 2.5 years and fully expressed by the age of 5 years. It will start at the age of 2.5 years and it will be expressed fully by the age of 5 years. Now, males are more commonly affected than females because these gene defects are more common in males. Now, often associated with regional lymphadenopathy, and if maxilla is involved, nasal obstruction with resultant mouth breathing is there. It is associated with regional lymphadenopathy and nasal obstruction with resultant mouth breathing if maxilla is involved. Symmetric presentation. Cherubism will always be in a symmetric way. It shows a symmetric presentation. Now, nasal obstruction is caused by enlargement of the middle concha. Only this concha is affected in cherubism, and the obstruction is caused by the enlargement of middle concha because only this concha is involved as from the embryonic thing. Because embryonic mandible is involved, so middle concha is only involved. Spontaneous mutation called sporadic occurrence are more common in cherubism than in other inherited disorder. 40% of spontaneous mutation is seen in cherubism only. Now, there are 3 levels of expression of cherubism. First is forms only in bilateral rami of mandible, sparing the condyle and extending only to the third molar region. Only rami and third molar region are affected, so this is a very subtle. So subtle that it escapes clinical detection until radiographs are taken. So clinical detection में मतलब अगर तुम सामने से देखोगे तो पता नहीं चलेगा the patient is or has cherubism unless and until radiographs are taken. Often called a forme fruste or incomplete expression of the disease. Type 1. Now coming to type 2 level of expression. Forms mostly in mandible and also spares condyle. It also spares condyle, but it extends to at least the mental foramen bilaterally and may include the posterior maxilla. It is mostly forms in mandible and spares condyle, but it extends to the mental foramen, not only up to the third molar region as in type 1. Bilaterally and may include posterior maxilla. Now type 3, it is the form that prompted the name cherubism. This form involves the mandible bilaterally to an advanced degree and also include most if not of the maxilla, not all of the maxilla. So this is the main cherubism, or this form is that form that prompted the name cherubism because it involves mandible bilaterally to the advanced degree and also include most. अगर पूरा maxilla नहीं involved है लेकिन most of the maxilla is involved in this type of expression of cherubism. So there are three type of expression, type 1, 2, 3. Type 1 being the subtle form, only involving the bilateral rami and the third molar region. Type 2 is mainly the mandible, and type 3 is the most prominent. Okay, that's all for today. We'll be dealing the cherubism in next class. Till then, like, share, subscribe and comment. Bye.